Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Daily, and thank you for joining me as we go over 5 facts about the character known as Kazakiri Hyouka from the Certain Magical Index franchise. Like always, when doing these videos, I'll try not to cover anything that appears in the light novels past the World War III arc, because I personally have not read those light novels yet, and I don't want to majorly spoil anything for myself or for you as the audience. So, with that out of the way, let's look at 5 facts based on the angelic character known as Kazakiri Hyouka. So number 1, Index. Index refers to Hyouka as her first friend in Academy City. This, of course, doesn't refer to her being Index's very first friend that she actually got introduced to in Academy City, because Toma has come up to her and introduced her to many people, and through that introduction by Toma, she has kind of bonded and made friends with those type of characters. By this, when Index refers to Hyouka being her first ever friend in Academy City, this basically implies that this is the first friend, real friend, that Index has created on her own. So that's a very high spot for Hyouka to kind of sit upon, if I'm honest. And yes, the feeling is also mutual as well. Kazakiri does consider Index a very dear and valuable friend. So it's good to see those two characters have that type of chemistry. Moving on to the second fact of this video. Did you know that Kazakiri appears in the Toru Magistu no Index PSP video game? Now, I may have butchered that name. If I have, well, it's on the screen anyways, so you can read it. But Kazakiri is one of the secret characters within the PSP game, in which she fights using her abilities from her fused Kazakiri form. She is the final opponent for Mugino, is kind of story route, and she also appears in the Makoto Misaka route as she calls Toma a important person to her. Number 3. Looking at her design more specifically for her fused state, her fused design could have actually been made to look more scarier and more sinister than what we initially actually got given. The designer actually wanted to do this, however, plans changed, and they ended up giving the fused design one that basically became more somewhat based on the Archangel Gabriel. I don't often see the resemblance, if I'm perfectly honest, but it is what it is. I would love to see, though, a design that, they wanted to give her that was more scarier, and kind of let us as an audience have something to compare against. At the same time, I understand why they're not going to do that, simply because of time and effort, as well as, they don't want any backlash from it. So, makes sense, but at the same time, it just makes you wonder what could have been. Now, looking at Kazakiri's personality, her personality does state her to be a bit shy, and she often hesitates when being around other people. And this especially applies to when she's around Toma. After all, her and Kamijo are both friends. So you would think, hold on a minute, why would she be uncomfortable and hesitant around Toma? Well, you have to remember what his magic hands can do. Of course, Imagine Breaker is what I'm talking about. Kazakiri has a subconscious fear of Imagine Breaker, and that makes sense considering what her kind of being is like and how she came to be. If Toma does accidentally touch her, then poof, Kazakiri will be no more. And it's that fear that kind of makes her, a bit weary, a bit hesitant around her friend. Bit sad when you think about it that way, but at the same time, it's completely understandable. So in number 5, in case you'd forgotten, Kazakiri is not human. Instead, she is actually an amalgamation of Psychic's AIM with a consciousness. As a result, she can lift things that are much heavier than her own weight. She can repair a body after taking a substantial amount of damage, and her intelligence is said to be at a very good level, given that she's always ranked high among the top psychics of Kirigoraka Academy for Girls. Although, since we've seen her throughout the series and franchise, she's actually labelled as being a 10-year-old character, which to me sounds pretty crazy given her appearance. But my guess would be that it has something to do with her being an amalgamation of a psychic's AIM field, basically meaning that her existence has been around for 10 years, but she's always had that sort of similar or same design. It's not the fact that she is actually a 10-year-old girl, with a body looking like that. So there you have it. Those are 5 facts based on Kazakiri Hyouka. And honestly, I really do like this character's display overall from the franchise. I really did like her design as well, especially when it comes to her kind of fused state, where her hair changes from black to blonde, giving us those blonde, golden eyes with those glasses. I really do like it. It really is very nice. And I always like a character in glasses. That's just my personal preference though. And you might have something that's a favourite of yours about this character. And I want to know what that is down in the comment section below. So let me know what your favourite thing about her is. And let me know what characters you'd like to learn about next, if any at all. And don't forget to like this video if you did, and subscribe if you're new for more weekly index content. After all, I do an index video based on any of the franchises, sort of spin-offs, once every Tuesday. So make sure you come back and see what I bring to you then. Other than that though, have a great day. Alligator, mutton it. Goodbye.